Hello everybody, I think we're live. Good to see you. Yes, I'm live on YouTube, found that. Just a Facebook, and I think we're live here as well. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Just let me do some technical bits. That goes there, that goes there. Okay, you can go. And now I'm just looking for YouTube comments. There they are. I think, yes, I see comments coming in on YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. And on Facebook, we are there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live at Elizabeth Craft Designs. We're going to have some fun tonight. I see Nance, Joe, Anja, Ans, Debbie, Donna, and hello Chantal, Dineke, Leslie, Laurie, Denise, Olivia, Jacqueline. Hello is hi Melody. I'm going back and forth between the two comments, trying to catch up with everything. But hello viewers on YouTube and hello viewers on Facebook. We are live tonight and I'm going to have some fun. I do apologize for my voice in advance because it's not what it should be. I've been down with the flu. Hey Annette, good to see you. I've been down with the flu, and actually, yeah, but I didn't want to skip this live because I have something fun planned. And yeah, well, you know, you have to knock me down before I stop working. So yeah, that's what it is. But I'm here, and sometimes I need to take a sip of water, yeah, to be able to keep my voice, hopefully. And otherwise, you will just see me, watch me craft, and I won't explain. We'll be fine, I'm sure. But that's why the voice sounds a bit croaky and everything else. Hi Sylvia, hi Paula, hi Wilma, hi Ans. Yeah, I sound gorgeous, I know. I'm sexy and I know it, right? Hi Norma, hi Lois. Thank you. Ooh, sunny Utah. Sun is good. I want sun. Just one last thing I need to do. I see, because that's blocking my view. There we go. Right. Annette Green, she did a fantastic video a while back on how to make things look rusty. And some of the techniques I used as well, and others were completely new to me, and I learned a lot from that one. It was a brilliant live, Annette. However, I use one product in particular to rust things. And I say things, I'll explain in a minute. But yeah, I do that with metal, with paper, with fabric, with everything. And I'm getting a lot of questions from people, what do you use? And then I say what I use, and then they can't make it work. So I'm going to show you tonight how I use that particular product, how I get constant good results with it, and it's really, really rusty. Thank you, Klaska. So happy you enjoy it. And thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting, because you want to win that $50 gift certificate. Trust me, you want that. So like, share, and comment. Thank you for mentioning that. And while I'm at it, don't forget there's a great promotion going on the Everyday Elements this week. Take advantage of that as well. Hi, Susanna. Good to see you here. So yeah, I'm moving away today from my quest to do more color. But I'm doing rust and grunge today. Hey, else. So yeah, that's the plan at least. So let's do that. Let me see if I can find myself on my phone. That's always, that was quick. I've already found myself. It's going to be really fun. So it's a two-part video in a way, because first I'm going to show you the technique, how I make the paper. Now, that takes a long time. I'll explain it. So I've prepared a lot already. And then I'm going to make a journal page. So it's a two-step video, but it's going to be fun. Hi, Terry. Good to see you. Hi, Ankie. Thank you. It's going around, right? Hi, Marijke. Hi, Karen. I would just be in awe, Louis. If we would collaborate, I would just be looking at him like, oh, what are you doing? Oh. Yeah, because a lot of the things I learn, or I know, I learned from Tim. I think we all learn from him a lot. So, right. Before my voice goes away, let's switch the cameras around. and I'll show you what I am up to. Does the picture-in-picture work? It does. We've done a lot of technical changes here. So what I've got here is rusty paper clips. Cool, right? I'll show you how I do that. But you can do that. So I've got design paper here, which is completely rusted. This is a piece of the abandoned paper pack. Gorgeous stuff, but even more gorgeous with the rust on, I think. This is a piece of kitchen towel. I need to get rid of the pinned messages because otherwise I can't see any of the comments. There we go. Just plain kitchen towel, and look at the grunge and the chunks of rust that are on there. It's another piece. This is a piece of fabric, cheesecloth. Also nice and grungy, and this, I love it. So yeah, I think we'll use that today. This is a piece of soft finish, coffee dyed paper. Again, very grungy, very rusty, very nice. This is a piece of watercolor paper, and depending on the sort of paper, you get a different result. Period. Like this is soft finish card. Because of the texture on there, you get a different. It grabs a hold differently, if that makes sense. But what you also see, this cheesecloth was on top of this, and you get that nice texture. Love that as well. Soft finish card. So any paper, fairly. This is design paper, I'm sure. Yeah, that's coffee dyed paper, and even more coffee dyed paper. So, how do you do that, you say? I'm going to show you. Because that was sort of the most asked question I got a while ago when I used this stuff. So let me show you. What you need is a tray. This is just a cheap baking tray from the dollar store. As you see, it's well loved. So that's what you need. Vinegar. I have a mixture here. This is just a cheap spray bottle that I put it in. This is a mixture of the cheapest vinegar from the grocery store. Yes, Katrina, that's what I'm going to explain now. Pure vinegar. The cheapest one, and I mixed it in with an apple vinegar. Not sure that makes a difference, I should say. But you need vinegar, period. Apparently, you can also do it with lemon juice. I haven't tried that yet, or I think I did, but I'm not sure what the results were. I can't remember. Sorry, my pea brain doesn't always work. But I think this is just vinegar and apple vinegar or apple cider. I don't know how you say that in the UK or in the US. Cheap one from the IKEA. Right. So that's what you need, and then the magic powder, and that is what I'm going to use now. The rusting powder by Paper Artsy. It is a messy technique. Let me tell you, it's messy, your hands get dirty, so if you can't stand that, don't go into water. If you can't stand the heat, stay out of the sun, right? If you can't stand the mess, don't do this. But yeah, I'm going to show you step by step. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, you see there's a lot of rust in here already. I'm just going to wet that a bit with my vinegar. Hi, Anita. Then I'm going to place my paper in there, just a bit more. I see already. There we go. Now it's going to smell horrible in my studio for a day, but okay. All for you guys, all for you. Then I'm going to sprinkle my powder on. And I'm going to spritz that with the vinegar again. Now, I'm taking a cheap ass brush. It's playtime. Yes, Martina, it's playtime. And I'm just going to spread this out a bit. But I've got another magic trick, because, and I'm going to show you at the end of this, what I do at the end, I always save my rusty vinegar. So in here we've got vinegar and rusting powder already mixed from previous times I've used this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pour some on. I've mixed it up a bit. I'm just going to pour some on of this. This will help it along because this is already rusted, etc. Now, the first time I did it, I didn't have this and I got great results. So don't worry. But yeah, you can build up sort of a stash of this. And every time again, I will put new stuff in there. So I'm just pushing this. The first layer is the most work, in my opinion. But yeah, you'll have fun. So I'm using scraps of paper. And now, as I said, design paper works fine. So I've got a scrap of Annette's paper. Beautiful paper. So I'll put that in. Just push it in. Spritz it with the vinegar so that can soak up in the paper. Spritz a bit of powder. Just spread that around a bit. Don't be too fussed about it, but yeah. Where you have the powder collecting, you will get more of the how do you say that? Crusty look. That was the word, crusty. So, this is just so much fun to do. In the end, it turns out so gorgeous, so I don't mind the mess. So, a bit more of this, bit more of this. Just mix it up again and pour some on. And I'm not afraid to waste any stuff because, as I said, this will all go back into that pot when I'm done. So, there. Watercolor paper. Just put it in there. And I'll speed up now. Vinegar on top. It is fun on that. It's a long process. Because I do this now, but it won't be dry until tomorrow or 48 hours. That's why I prepared the papers to show you. And the more papers, obviously, you put in there, the longer it takes to dry. That makes sense, right? I'll just leave it in the tray to dry, to do its thing, and yeah. So this will give me a nice, I'm being a bit, can be a bit more. There we go. I just want a good amount of that vinegar in there. And as I said, it's just cheap vinegar. Soft finish card, I'm going to put that on top. Yeah, doesn't fit in there, of course. Bear with me. I know that, and still every time. There we go. That's going to be on top. Press that in. Soak it a bit with the vinegar. Now I'm putting on a bit more vinegar than the rest because this is the top layer and I really want it to soak in. Obviously paper absorbs the vinegar as well. So that's it. Now I've made a lot of paper with this and there's still loads in there. So yeah. So, for the people that came in later, rusting powder by Paper Artsy. And I'm just going to dump all of this in there as well, with all the crusty bits. So my pot is empty now. And I'm just going to work that on there, make sure it's all absorbed. And soaked in there. And this is where that brush is handy. This piece, the top piece, is always one of my favorites as well because, oh, I forgot something. Now, I will tuck them under here. If you want to make something metal rusty, hi Susan, it works with anything, Ronnie. Just try. Be careful though, rice paper, when you wet that, it tears, so don't be as brutal as I was here with my brush, but try it. Tissue paper works, etc. So, I'm just going to place these here. Oh, this is a wrong one. So just plain simple paper clips. Now these will give a nice pattern on my paper as well. I'm going to close that up again, spritz that again, move that vinegar around, and that's how I made these rusty paper clips as well. So then, now I've got a lot of vinegar in there. Let me put this in my tub. There we go. Don't need that. Dun, dun, dun. Now this is going to be tricky with a camera, but what I do, I just let that run to one side, just let it go, and then I'll pour it back into my little pot. So let me see if I can do it from here. So just pour all of that yumminess back in there. And this is what I put to the side and leave to dry for, well, say 48 hours. Then it's completely dry. And my pot is going back in its spot on my desk. It's living on my desk. That's how much I love this stuff. So, that is that. That's how I do it. And as I said, I have great results every single time. So, put that to the side. Then I will go back to my paper. So when you get your papers, you need... where did my brush go? Oh, here. Need to brush off any excess powder. That powder is going to go back into that jar as well. I'm not going to waste that powder. What I do, I've got a stiff brush, just a paintbrush, but very stiff bristles. Well, Femke, I've tried that. I've tried to put... Femke's asking, can you put paper clips in that jar as well? I've tried that. Didn't work. It did work when I spread it out. Well, there you go, Marijke. You need the vinegar. Brush it off, and again throw that powder in that pot, because then, yeah, you will build your stash of that pot. So like this, brush it off. Now I've already done that because otherwise it would have been a complete mess. Now if you say, oh, but there's still too much rust coming off, just take a piece of paper towel, spritz it a bit with water, just lightly, and wipe over it. That will take off any excess of the dust and will clean your paper a bit. But as I said, this is real rust. It's not a rusty effect, it is real rust. So that is how I make my rusty paper. I'm going to see if I've missed any questions. If I've missed your question, please ask it again, because I wasn't paying attention. It's a rust brush, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I'm not a chemist. It's a chemical reaction that causes it, but yeah, how it exactly works, I don't know. Right. So that is how I make my rusty paper. I hope you it makes sense now, and you give it a go. For the people that bought it and said, I don't get that result, that's how I do it. But now let's make a journal page, shall we? I've got such a fun idea. I think it's a fun idea. I hope you like it too. Anywho, I'm going to need a stencil. I'm going to use this one. This is for my latest stencil pack. And I've got a piece of MixedMedia card here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my medallion on here, like that. So. And I'm going to use ink blending tool and some embossing powder. You have to Google that. I don't know about stores, which stores have it, which stores don't. So I really don't know. You would have to Google that, Ronnie. So I'm just going to sort of center that. Now this is a matte layer that I'm going to stick in my journal. This is just, journal's getting nice and chunky already. This is just all done with Hinge to the Past. And I'm loving it. I love the grunge, I love the different things in there. Where was I going to put that? Here. Now, this is a page I made. You haven't seen that yet. It's a secret. A video is coming live tomorrow on my own YouTube. But it's gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay. But this is, yucky. So, I'm going to stick that on here, grunge up these edges, and then we'll be fine. You won't see it anymore. So, that's where it's going to go. So, I've created a matte layer that I'm going to be working with. So, now I'm loading up my sponge dauber. Let me get a sip of water. No, it's not an infusion powder, Cora. It's rustic powder. Thank you, guys. I had fun creating that. It's such a fun collection to work with, Hinge to the Past. I know I designed it, and I should say that, but I mean it. It's a fun collection to work with. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some embossing powder on here, and if you follow me for longer, then you already know that I love the WOW embossing powders, and then in particular the Seth Epter embossing powders. I think they're nice and crunchy, and yeah, they're not your standard shiny, sparkly embossing powders, which is also fun. I've got loads of them over there. But in this case, I'm speaking about the MixedMedia powders more than anything. So I'm going to put a thick layer of that on here. Is that enough? Let me line that up again, because I'm missing some bits in the middle. There we go. That should do the trick. Perfect. Now, I don't think you can see it, but there is an impression on there. Yeah, there you go. You see that? So, next I'm coming in here at the top, just at the corner, to give that some. And the same here, so that it looks like a continuous pattern. It's not just the voice that's going, the brain is gonna go as well. Okay, this will go into the tub, and I'll wash that later. Right, need my coffee filter. Louis, if you go to the Elizabeth Craft Designs website, all the Art Journal Specials collections are my designs. So if you go there, then Art Journal Specials, those are my designs. I think it's linked somewhere in the comments as well. So I think Gemma linked it there for you guys as well. But those are all my designs. Hi, Penny. So, I'm going to go with Sea of Tranquility by Seth Epter. I'm going to go with Rusty by Seth Epter. And these two colors together, yummy. But I want a bit more contrast as well, so I'm going to use Tarnished Teal as well. So Teal, Sea of Tranquility, and Rusty. Now, I'm going to start with this one. I'm just going to sprinkle some on there. This is going to be a mixture, and in the end we'll have a sort of a party mix that I will throw in the bin. Because for me it's not worth it to contaminate anything else with it, and I've got so many powders, it doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, and you hardly use anything, guys. That is... And then, with the last bit, I will just shake this one up, because this one has bigger and smaller particles in. I will just sprinkle this on. There we go. Oh, I'm really making a mess tonight. More than normal. And then I'm going to do that dance. And what I love is that we get a bit of that blue, a bit of that tranquil teal. So, then I'm going to take a small brush and I'm going to wipe off where I don't want it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but there we go. Don't know if you can see it. Just let me clean up my mess. Clean up as we go, right? That can go. There we go. Okay, so that needs to be melted, so let's do that. Well, Susan, then you don't use them enough. No, I think the collection I have will last me 20 years. Now I'm going to heat this from the back because there are some loose particles in there that I don't want to lose. Hope you guys can still hear me over the noise. So this is going to look amazing. Good, Susan. That's what it's all about, right? That's why we do this. So when it's all melted from the back, I will just go over it at the front to make sure everything is melted. Yeah, that's something we share, right, Els? The love for embossing powders. Gorgeous, right? It looks like wallpaper. I love this stencil. Yeah, okay. Well, that is ready to go. Now just let it cool down. David, don't be hasty. Next, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some ink smooshing. That's why I kept this crunchy mat on my table. Simply because the glass media mat is fun and I love working on that, but ink smooshing I prefer to do on this silicone texture. It beats up differently. If you want to have more explanation, watch Tim because he explains it way better than me. But it has something to do with the texture and the beating up of the ink on the mat that makes the result in the end different. I agree with him, but I don't know the technical bit behind it. Right, water. I'm just going to spritz this a bit and spritz my card, just a bit, and then I'm just going to pull this through. What I put on here is vintage photo and scorched timber. So it's going to be very crunchy. Oh, that's cool, Debbie. So, pulling it through, wetting it, spreading it through. This is just layer one, guys. There we go. Making sure it runs to the side. And try that. Crunchy with a G. But it can be crunchy as well if you want to. Yeah, Linda, I'm still not there. But I wanted to have fun. I was fed up with being ill. So this is layer 1. Tried that. Now I'm going to spritz that with water. And that's the fun thing with this one. If you just slowly pull it halfway, you get droplets, Dutch. And that's handy with this one, but you can also put it in your hand and just drop it on there. She is, Els. She is. I will get back to her in Canada. I will let her speak Dutch. And then I'm just going to take a piece of paper and dab off. And that's instantly giving me more texture. See that? What's important for the people that don't know, if you do this sort of technique, remember wet on wet blends, wet on dry layers. And I want layers of ink on here. I don't want it to blend too much. So I'm just going to add some more ink. I've got enough darkness in there now from the scorched timber. So I'm just going to spritz this a bit, break that up, and dip it in again. Now I'm not going to look at results or anything. Well, the challenge is on now, Susan. You're going to speak Dutch at the retreat. And again, I'm going to try that. Yeah. So I'm going to wet this a bit, because in here, I'm not sure you could see it, but I can. I want more ink to flow in between. Now be careful when you heat this. Don't overheat it, because then you melt the embossing powder again. I'm going to do one more layer, because, well, why not, right? Just press it where I want it. I think we're getting there. There's just one piece there that will not take anything. There we go. Hello, back to Florida. So, clean up this mess. Yes, I could have pulled through another piece of paper, but so I'm drying this now. Thank you, Jane, for liking, sharing, and commenting. Hi, Susanna. Good to see you here. Okay, let's just sprinkle some water on there again. Heat it a bit. And take it off. Yeah, look at that. Oh, this is so yummy and crunchy and lovely. I love it. Hi, Lorraine. Welcome. Thank you, Jane. I love MixedMedia. I really do. Right. Ow. Don't do that, because your embossing powder is still hot. It's fine. And my hand is fine as well, but I was more worried about my artwork, right? Oh, hi, Annette. Welcome. Good to see you. Righty. Gorgeous. Okay. Put this away. Next I'm going to use my frayed burlap and I'm going to ink up the edges. And I'm really coming in a bit as well, because I really want that focal point in the center. I think I need to treat myself to a new blending foam soon. It's falling to pieces. But hey, it's still working. So why not? Okay, now you see that darkness on the edge, and you might think, oh, no, it's not one cohesive piece. I'm just going to give that some droplets again. I'll let that do its thing a bit. And take it off. And now it's all of a sudden, it blends it in. You see? Now it's one piece. And I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm going to cover this up. Story of his life, right? Every background complains, I'm being covered up. It is what it is. Right, first things first, I need some holes at the top. So let's do that. And I'm going to use this because I want that hole to be exactly at the same place. This is my crocodile. Is that going to work? No. It's a tiny bit back. Is that going to work? Yes. So I will put one hole here and one hole here. Yeah, good enough. There we go. Don't put the crocodile away. I need to. Oh. Here's my big box of eyelets. Now, which ones did I use? This one. So I'm going to put the eyelets in there. This way. And press that in there. There it is. Then, what I've got somewhere in this box that I've prepared, let me find it. Yep. A piece of chain. This is just cheapy chain stuff for jewelry making. I'm going to put that through here. And glue that, or not glue, I'm going to use a piece of tape. Yeah, Jane, I'm recovering from the flu. But I didn't want to cancel the live. Didn't you know that, Susan? So I want this chain to be hanging like that. You see that? And then again, take a piece of tape and stick it to the back. There, got my hands free again. Cool stuff. Fun, and it makes a noise, that's nice as well. So, what I'm going to do, and this is where the rusty stuff comes in, I've cut out loads of these little labels from, this is from the Labels, Tags and More. And Labels, Tags and More set that is in my collection. And what I did with this paper is exactly the same as I did here. So I just thought I'd prepare that, saves you, saves you watching me do it all the time. And then I've got this that I've cut out of the piece of a rust piece of paper, but it's the wrong one. I need this one, different shape. You see, it's the same shape. So then I'm gonna watch and just tear this in half. No, I'm not gonna tear it yet, sorry. I'm gonna stamp first. And what I'm gonna stamp is, let me see, I think this one. And I'm going to stamp using a dark brown, which is right in front of me. Well, Marjolein, I was feeling like playing and I will just go to bed later. Right, I'm just going to stamp that, coming off a bit, right there. Love it. Now this is my Just Right stamp set. I just love that little element there. And on the other one, I'm not sure I'm going to use that many, but I'm going to put the fountain pen. And that one's coming down. There we go. I love that second generation, third generation fading in the back. Hela, how do you call it? It's for jewelry making. There's so many places you can buy that. We don't sell it, but yeah, it's on a roll like this. It's very cheap. If you can't find it, send me a message. Okay? Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tear off a bit of this paper right there. Even a bit more. So again, there's no measurement. It's just eyeballing. Then I'm going to take my frayed burlap thingy and I'm going to glue this on here. So you get sort of a layered piece, a layered tag. So, there we go. That's going to go on there. And then this piece I need to tear down quite a bit. Yep. Like so. And again, ink it up. And glue that down. So this is a fun way to create fun little tags. Yeah. So that I've got two there. So let me see what happened to. There's one. And I've prepared that, to be honest, because, well, again, this was rinse and repeat, so and I was afraid otherwise I wouldn't make it within the hour, because we're not done yet. So I've got loads prepared already. So let me just choose the one I like the best. Is that this one or this one? This one I like the best of those two. So I'm going to finish this one off. There we go. Then I've got this loop pins, it's called, and I'm going to use those. So I've got one already out. I'm going to put that one through here, like so. So these are my tags. I think I've got enough. So I'll put this one to the side just to keep my mess a bit clean. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to hang these onto my chain. So that's going to be a bit fiddly with my thick sausage fingers, but I think I'll manage. Is this going to work? Maybe I should do them like that. Yeah, that's going to work. How fun is that? They dangle on there. Cool, right? Love it. I love it when a plan comes together. Well, Belinda, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Right, this one is going to go there. I'm just, again, no measuring. I'm just having a ball. Yes, that way. I love it. Right, this one's going to go there. This is why I wanted to do the live, because I just love this idea. And yeah, it's going to be bulky in my journal, but who cares? I love a bulky journal. Now these are going to go in between. So I'm just going to open this one up. Thank you, TJ. Like that. Turn it over. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, shrink foil dingles could be fun as well, to make one like this. Hi, Jen. Good to see you. Why aren't you cooperating with me? Because he's somewhere. He's big-headed like me. There we go. How fun is this? You go to the back. Now, I want to do something with that rusty cloth that I've got here. So I'm just going to spread that out and trim a bit off. Now I want this crusty edge here. So I know that's going to be what I want. And then I'm just going to do it like that. So I save the majority. Move over you. That's going to be here at the bottom. So I'm just going to crunch this up a bit, and then I'm going to take one of my favorite tools in my craft room, the tiny attacher. I'm just going to glue, or not glue, staple this piece down, like that. Like that. Beautiful, right? I think that's lovely. I really don't know, Karen. I would say give it a go. It's not fabric. If you go back to the beginning, or this you mean? Everything is in the beginning of this video, Jen. So, yeah, when I'm done, you can start from the start again, and you can see how I made this. So that's it. Now I just want a little fun element on there. So I've got those prepared as well, because I've got my hinges, and these are going to go there, and I'm just going to fold this back. So yeah, it looks like a door or something where these are hanging on. In my head it works like that. So let me put some glue on those. I'll see what I can bring. It depends, of course. I need to bring luggage. I need to bring clothes. Susan. So But if I have some room left, I will definitely bring some journals with me. But I will probably have some other things to show then as well by that time. It would make a great pocket, I agree. But I think this is enough already, Andrea. So there's a lot going on this page. Just putting some glue here and there. There we go. Thank you, Astrid. Yeah, they're cool, right? These hinges. Now, if this drives you crazy, that's not me, by the way, you could make a belly band to hold them in place. Like just take a strip of paper. Do I have a strip of paper? Oh, whatever. Like this. And that will hold them in place. But I love this, that it goes everywhere. And you can even make the backs look pretty. I didn't bother. Because I think this is fine. It's going to go in my journal. Look at that. Right. Speaking of a journal, let's bring the journal out. Where was I going to put it? Right here. Now I'm going to do a shameless plug again. If you want to see how I made this gorgeous page, watch my YouTube tomorrow. But yeah, it's fun. That's going to go there. So I really need to ink up the edge of this. So I'm going to use scorched timber. I need a scrap paper. Bear with me. Bear with me while I get it. So, just inking up this edge. Doesn't have to be pretty. I'm speaking to myself now. The perfectionist in me says, oh, blend it out nicely. No, it's got to be covered up. Don't be a perfectionist, David. Thank you, Lois. Please do so. Hi, Stephanie. Please do. I would love to see your results in the Elizabeth Craft Science Family group or in the specific Art Journal Specials group. If you're not in there yet, please join and show us what you make there, because we would love to see your makes and your projects there. So that's the ECD Art Journal Specials and ECD Family, or Elizabeth Craft Science Family group, I should say. Do that, Susan, because then you get in the swing of things, and yeah, you develop your art journaling that way. I don't mind. You see now, all that yuckiness is gone, and this is going to fit in there beautiful. Now, I do think I need to put tape behind this, because this will not stick with glue. Oh, wow. Snow melting, Canadian prairies. I love Canada. I would love to see that. Okay. No, don't do that. This needs to be tight. Concentrating now. Can you see it? Thank you, Annette. Just putting a lot of tape behind here. There we go. Now, little scissors because I can't tear. There we go. I'm going to varnish this down quite well for as far as it goes with this all hanging out. That's better. This is on too high. Let me just... There we go. Hi Vanessa, welcome. Yeah, me too, Jen. Love it as well. I need... Really? David? Now where did I put my tape? Oi. Seriously? I'll take a smaller strip then. Because I need this side to be well adhered as well. There we go. Now, let me just peel that off. I do that too, else. I'm working on a journal here, if people didn't see that, with just pictures and fun things in there. Like using the sleeves for pictures, making a waterfall out of that, just some fun elements. So you can definitely use pictures in your journal, or just use it purely for an art journal. That's also fun. I mean, you could take this idea and don't do all that background work, just put a picture here and then have them dangling in front of that. That could be fun. Let go of my fingers. There we go, just press it down. Exactly, you can use all these techniques that I've just shown you. You can use that on... This doesn't work anymore. It was a fun idea at the time, but now it needs to be glued down. All these techniques you can use on card making, you can use on your planners, you can use in your art journals, you can use it anywhere you want to. But here it is, the finished result of today. And I love it. So, thank you very much for joining me today. Let me just give you a close-up of all that yumminess and all the texture and layers that are on there. And it's just behind these is this beautiful background. So yeah, I'm thrilled with how this turned out. Hope you liked it too. Let me say a proper goodbye to you. Thank you all for joining me today. And I would love to see you the next time. I don't know when that is. I'm going to go away for the weekend, then I'm going to go on holiday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. You'll see the post, and I'll see you then. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.